Shalom, Israel. Shalom, shalom. Right? Brother Thawam. Right? First one to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah being the name of his only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Right? Giving a shout out to the elders. Right? Double honors to the elders who's been pushing this truth for decades and decades. Right? Laboring and doing, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. Right? So that the younger generation can come into this thing, right? Shout out to the brothers that's out there, that's at the, out in the highways and byways. They might not be elders, but they presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, right? Reading, studying, praying, fasting, right? Spreading this gospel, right? To the meek and the brokenhearted, right? Another shalom to the brothers that might not be on the highways and byways, but they getting built up and they keeping these commandments, right? Praying, studying and fasting, right? Trying to grow mighty in this thing. Shout out to the sisters, right? Being keepers at home, reverencing their husbands, right? Keeping these commandments, right? To the mighty sisters that might not have a husband, but they out here keeping these commandments, right? Reverencing the Most High and his Son, right? Doing what they can. Shout out to the mighty children, reverencing the parents, doing what they got to do in righteousness, learning, praying, praying and studying, right? Being set apart from the world. You go to school, you don't let these worldly children, indoctrinate your mind with the wickedness and the plagues of this world, right? But on today's cold cut, right, we're gonna get into the Most High creating evil, right? The Lord creates evil. The Lord is not just all hugs and kisses, right? His grace and his mercy is not going to last always, right? So you got to know that, yeah, the Most High, he loves, but the Most High, he does evil, or what we will perceive as wickedness, right? Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7, he said, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, right? I, Yahweh, do all these things, right? So the Most High is the one that creates, he formed the light, right? He creates darkness, right? He's the one that makes peace and created evil, right? So he decides whether someone goes into the light. He decides whether someone goes into the darkness. He decides whether someone lives at peace, or he decides if someone has an evil end, or has to go through an evil time, right? Going through perilous times. The Lord decides all of these things. He makes that plain, right? The Lord has all power, all authority, all might in his hand. And we ain't nothing but dust and ashes to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? It's the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Right? So in the ancient world, when the trumpet was blown and you were in the city and the watchman sat on his tower and he blew his trumpet for many different reasons. But the reason I'm going to focus on is for when there's evil coming, when there's war coming, right? When there's an opposing army or an opposing threat coming to the city, right? He said, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord have not done it? Is there going to be evil that the Lord didn't do? No. The Lord does all evil. He does all righteousness. He does all evil. He does all good things. He does all bad things. The Lord is the creator of all things, and he controls all things. He has all things in his hand, right? We just little pieces. We just chess pieces to him. We little pawns on a whole chessboard. The Lord don't need us. He can do what he wants, right? Verse 7 says, surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets, right? So the Lord, he's not going to come down off his throne to make things happen. Nah, he got angels that go out as messengers, and they make things, they stir up spirits of men, or stir up spirits of beasts, or stir up whatever they need to do so that the Lord can have his will done, right? Because even the weather is subject to the angels, which are subject to the Most High. See that? See that? So Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, and I'm going to start at verse 12, right? It says, for it was neither herb nor mollifying plaster that restored them to health, but thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things, right? The Lord, he can heal all things, right? It's no medicine that you can use, right, that overrides whether the Most High wants to heal you or not, right? Because you have people, they'll be taking certain medicines for certain things and they'll still be feeling pain, right? Taking painkillers and they still feeling the pain, right? Or they'll take a certain type of medicine for a certain ailment and they'll still be going through it, right? I be dealing with allergies sometimes and I'll take the damn allergy medicine and my nose still running, I'm still sneezing, eyes all puffy and red. The Lord decides whether you're healed or not, right? Verse 13, for thou hast power of life and death, right? The Lord has power over life and death. Thou leadest to the gates of hell and bringest up again. So the Lord can decide to put you at a lower state, or he can bring you to a higher estate. That's all in the hand of the Most High, right? Get a couple precepts on that. Because once again, we just chess pieces. The Lord decides what he wants to do with us. And we have no say-so when it comes to the Most High's will. We just pray. All you can do is pray and hope that your will be done, that his will be done with you in righteousness, right? That you are called to go through whatever you go through, that at the end, you're a righteous tool that he uses, right? 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6, right? The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up, right? So the Lord can decide whether you live, whether you die. He decides whether you're going to live a lowly life or whether you're going to be, rich and famous. He decides whether, if you're going to be poor or rich. He decides all these things, whether you're going to have a high, healthy state of life or whether you have a low state of life, a low, unhealthy state of life. The Lord decides all these things. You can be a damn marathon runner or you can be a vegetable. The Lord decides what happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Right? Verse 8, he raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory, right? So the Lord can decide that he can take a homeless man, right, and just lift him up and set him among princes, right? And who are the princes, right? Israel, Yashar Allah, Yah, he, Shar, prince, Allah, power. Those the real princes. The Most High Yahweh being the king, right? And then we are his children. The children of the king is the princes and the princesses, right? But I didn't even need to get that, but I just like that. The Lord will take you from a lower state. He'll bring you up and set you among princes, right? And then another precept in Deuteronomy 32, Salakia, 32 and verse 39. He says this, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me, right? It's the Most High talking his talk. He is, see that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. Ain't no other God with the Most High. The Most High is the Most High. That's a title that he has, and that's not for no reason. He's the Most High because he is the Most High. There's no God beside him, right? I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So it's plain upon tables. The Lord decides whether you live, whether you die, right? Whether you be healthy, whether you be unhealthy. He decides all of these things, right? And no one can deliver out of his hand. So when the Most High say something, that's it. His will is going to be done. And there's nothing you can do about it, right? You might as well just kick back and go for the ride. But that's why I say we got to keep these commandments and pray that when he uses us, right, or when he does what he does with us and to us, that for one is for our benefit. If he brings evil upon you, you better pray it's for your benefit and not for your destruction, right? And you better pray that it's that you're a tool used in righteousness and not in wickedness, because you don't want to offend the Most High's. You don't want to offend. You don't want your actions to offend the Most High, right? So you better pray and fast and make sure that you keeping in this truth, that you enduring, right? That you doing what you got to do to please the Most High, keeping His laws, His commandments, loving your brethren and loving your neighbors. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 2. Salaki. I'm in Zechariah. Salaki. Tripping. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 2. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fishes of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from the land, saith the Lord. Right? So the Lord is saying that he is the one that's going to come out. And it's not only men that he can destroy and that he can consume. He can consume beasts. Right? He can consume the damn nature, the trees, the bushes, the flowers. He can consume the oceans, the seas, the fishes, and the whales. He can do what he wants, right? And so there's gonna come a day where he's gonna bring all of this destruction on the earth. And what can you do? What can you say to the Most High? Because we just read that none can deliver from his hand. So when the Lord declares that a bunch of wickedness or a bunch of evil is gonna come, it's gonna come. And all you can do is prepare your soul as best you can. Right? Now, this is Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. It said, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Right? So the Lord creates evil because he's telling you that the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Right? The day of the Lord is going to be dark. It's going to be evil. It's going to be plagues and wickedness going on. You're going to have people being raped. You're going to have people being murdered and stabbed up. You're going to have people robbing people, damn kidnapping people, right? Selling people for different products, right? Because money not going to mean anything come that day, right? Verse 19, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and laid his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Right? You imagine that? You running from a lion, right? You escape the lion just to meet with a bear, right? You scramble, you squabble, you get away from the bear, you find a house, you laying on a wall, and the damn serpent bites you. That you just did all of that running from the lion and the bear, and then you get bit by a serpent, right? And the Lord did that to you, right? That's evil. That's how we will perceive something evil, right? But that's the spirit of the Most High. The Most High can do what he want, right? Salakia. Verse 20, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? See that? So the day of the Lord is going to be a terrible day. It's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be a lot of persecutions. It's going to be a lot of, people selling their brothers and sisters up the road. You're going to have family members turning on you and all of that, right? The day of the Lord is darkness. So what he's saying is you shouldn't be desiring the day of the Lord, especially if your spirit not right. If you're not keeping these laws and these commandments and you desiring the day of the Lord, that means you're just desiring your death to come, right? You just want death to come and consume you. Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil, right? And so you see how Esau, the so-called white man, is waxing, well, now he's waxing worse, but for a time past, for these past couple hundred years, the past couple thousand years, right? Esau has been waxing mightier and mightier in his wickedness. His strength has been growing and expanding, right? But what did the Lord say? The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil, right? So he done created Esau, and Esau done got all fat, right? And they done raped, robbed, and murdered the whole earth, right? They have different ownerships and properties, and they got their hand all in Africa, all over in different parts of Asia. They got their hands everywhere, right? They running all of the money system. Everybody speaking English. You got Christianity, the most spread religion on the earth. So so-called white man, it just seemed to be winning. Now he's kind of been, his power seat has been kind of dwindling down, and it ain't really shown in Babylon yet. It ain't shown in America yet, but it's coming, right? He made them for the day of evil, right? And Salaki, let me get this precept real quick. It's one of my favorites, Salaki. Isaiah 63, it says, who is this that cometh from Edom, right? Because these Edomites are in power. And he said he created them for the day of evil, right? And this is going into that day of evil. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, right? Isaiah is seeing Yahweh Shah, and he's seeing him coming from Edom, right? And he got his glorious apparel, right? He said, and then Yahweh Shah responds with, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save, right? Verse 2, this Isaiah speaking back. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat, right? So he's seen so much blood on Yahweh Shah's clothes, and it looked like he was treading through the wine press. And he's asking him, why is your clothes all red, right? Why you have all of this blood on you? Verse 3, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Right? For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. So that day of evil that he spoke about in Proverbs 16 and 4, that's a part of the execution that Yahweh Shah is going to be bringing forth. He's going to be doing so much killing and executing the vengeance and from the day of the Lord. He's going to be doing so much murdering that his blood, like the blood of these enemies, the blood of these Edomites, are going to stain all his raiment. You see that? You see that? You go to Psalms chapter 19 and verse number, I think I want 9. Salakia. Proverbs 19 and 4. Salakia. 19 and 9. Salakia. Psalms chapter 19 and 9 says, fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. Right? So, fearing the Lord is clean. That's a good thing. That's meat. That's righteousness. Right? Enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. So when the Lord comes back to bring that evil upon Edom, bring this evil upon the Edomites, the so-called white man, right? That's righteousness, right? That's righteousness with the Most High. That's true righteousness, right? And it said all together. So the Lord doesn't do this evil, right, in unrighteousness, because the Lord is righteous in all that he does. The Lord is righteous in all that he does. And a lot of the things that the Most High does is too high for us, right? The Lord creates evil. That's a stumbling block for a lot of Christians. Because they want to say God is love, but here it is. The Lord said himself that, hey, he creates evil, right? So shall that not be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? The Lord did that, right? Revelation 16:7, right? And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, Lord God Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. So the Lord's judgments are true and righteous, right? So even Israelites going into slavery on ships, even us going into being damn alligator bait, right? Had games like Hit the Nigger Baby, right? All of the stuff that we went through as a people, being shot unjustly in the streets, having your children snatched from you. These are judgments from the Lord. The Lord is righteous and true in all his judgments. So anything that he does, there's a reason behind it. The Lord don't just do things just to be doing things. So if we getting judged or jammed up for anything, hey, you wasn't innocent. We might not know, man might not know, but the Lord knows all things, right? Psalms 78 and verse 49, right? He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. You see that? So the Lord sends evil angels out. The Lord has evil angels, and he sends these evil angels out to do the fierceness of his anger, to do his wrath, right? To complete his indignation and trouble on the earth, right? Whether it be on man, whether it be on a land, whether it be on a nation of people, whether it be on the beast, the Lord does all. He sends these evil angels to do these works for him, right? Because it said that the Lord won't come off his throne. So the Lord will send evil angels down on people, right? Let's get some examples, right? 1 Samuel chapter 18. 1 Samuel 18, and I'm going to start at 6, right? And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the woman came out of all the cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul, with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music, right? So you got King Saul coming back, right? He got David with him. They didn't destroy Philistines, right? And then the women went out to meet them, right? They singing songs. They got their instruments. They singing a song. They dancing. They turning up in righteousness because the Lord brought a mighty win, right? A mighty win for Israel. Verse 7. Now, the women are singing these songs, and the women answered one another as they played and said, Saul have slain thousands, and David his 10,000s, right? So they're praising Saul for killing his thousands, and they're praising David for killing 10,000s. So David gets a little more praise than Saul did. So what happens then? Verse 8. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. Saul was mad because they was recognizing and announcing that David had 10,000s and Saul only had thousands. That's wicked in itself, right? And he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom? Right? And what can he have more but the kingdom? So Saul is in his mind, oh, they praising him and saying he killed 10,000s, and they only praising me for killing 1,000s. What, David going to take the kingdom from me? Right? What's about to happen here? Verse 9. And Saul eyed David from that day and forward. Right? He got an evil eye on his brother. Right? That's breaking the commandment off the rip. Leviticus 19 and 17. Verse 10. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul. You see that? The evil spirit from God came upon Saul. The Lord sent an evil spirit down upon Saul because Saul was already had thoughts that he didn't rebuke. He entertained them. And so now that's an open space for an evil angel to come into Saul. You see that? Right? And he prophesied in the midst of the house, and David played with his hand as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand. right? And so David's playing the harp, and Saul's sitting there with a javelin in his hand. He got this evil spirit resting on him, right? Ready to do some wickedness to him. See that? You got to watch that, right? And Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice, right? So that evil spirit came upon Saul, and Saul, that spirit then got all up with Saul's spirit, and now he's just that evil angel is kind of like embedded in him, to the point where he's trying to kill David. That's one of your men, right? He saved the armies of Israel from that wicked Philistine damn Goliath, right? But now you mad because the women recognized him for killing 10,000s and you for your thousands. The Lord sent that evil angel on you, and now you all jammed up in the spirit. That's wicked and that's folly, right? Let's get another example, right? 1 Kings chapter 22. 1 Kings 22, and I'm going to start at verse 20, right? And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner, right? So this is the Most High, right? He having this heavenly council, right? He having a heavenly council, and, you know, that's for our learning, because the Lord don't need no council. The Lord do what he want. But he's having this heavenly council, right? And he's saying who's going to get Ahab to fall, right? So these different angels, they coming up with these ideas, right? One said on this manner, one said on that manner, right? Verse 21, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. See that? So this angel is saying he's going to be a lying spirit, right? He's going to be a lying spirit in the mouth of his prophets. Now, this is an angel, and he's doing the work of the Most High, because check out what the Most High say to him, right? I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. The Lord didn't rebuke him. The Lord didn't tell this angel, thou shalt not lie, right? This angel is doing the work of the Most High. The Most High creates evil. The Most High sits on his throne. He tells this angel, hey, do this evil that I want you to do, or bring this plague, or commit this judgment. Do this thing I want you to do. The angel come down. He stir up whatever spirit he needed to stir up, and these things manifest on the earth. Right? That's the heavenly council. That's the order of things. Everything, nothing happens by chance. So the Lord, he stirs up these spirits, and he did that to the prophets. He had the prophets prophesying lies. The Lord did that because the Lord creates evil, right? And it doesn't give an account on if these prophets had to get judged for lying, right? Because these prophets didn't know no better. They were just getting whatever they received from the Most High. And the Most High had that angel put lies into their minds. So they prophesied what they thought that the Lord was selling them. See that? Can't play with the Most High. None can deliver from his hand. Jeremiah 44 and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem. Right? The Lord said, you've seen all the evil that I've brought upon Jerusalem. Right? Like I was just going into slavery on ships. Right? Having a whole race, a whole nation of people being bugged out on different types of drugs, gang banging. You got different types of guns and violence all in your neighborhoods. Oh, you from this side, I'm from that side. We don't own no property, but because I live here and you live there, we gotta have gunfights whenever we see each other. We gotta beef and all of this stuff. That's evil, and the Lord is doing that. The Lord will put these type of spirits on you, right? The God of Israel, ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem and upon all the cities of Judah. And behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein. You see that? And we don't even, and as a whole, we don't even have the Spirit anymore. We just kind of out here, right? We stuck in Christianity, then running around the church. We stuck in Islam, praying to a damn stone, right? We stuck in Buddhism and whatever New Age stuff, damn trying to balance chakras and all this other wickedness and folly. We desolate, and we need the Most High, and we gotta understand that, establish that, and come back to the Most High, because He's our rock and He's our salvation, right? This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight, and with care they shall drink water by measure, and with astonishment. Salaki, is this what I want? Come, right? And with astonishment, that they may want bread and water, and be atoned one with another, and consume away for their iniquity, right? So the Lord is saying He gonna destroy us for our iniquity, right? He's gonna break the staff, right? He's gonna take away our rulership. He's gonna take away our power. He's gonna leave us desolate. See that? And we're gonna consume away for our iniquity. Because of our sin, He sent evil on us. But the Lord is righteous and He's true in all His judgments. So what shall we say then? Nothing. Keep your mouth shut. See that? Let me go back to Jeremiah chapter 42, and I'm going to start at verse 5. Right? Now, the Lord can send evil to you. He send evil upon you, right? But if He sends evil upon you, you got to know that it's for your good, right? Let me get this real quick. You got to have faith that it's for your good, right? Romans 8 and 28 says, we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to His purpose. So if you got evil coming upon you, you got to understand that if you have faith in the Most High and you keeping His commandments and you fearing the Most High, that this evil is upon you for your good, right? That you may enter into the kingdom, right? But Scripture says through much tribulation, we're going to enter into the kingdom. So whatever evil fall upon you, you gotta endure that hardship as a good a soldier of Yahweh Shai, right? Salakia. Jeremiah chapter 42 and verse 5. Then they said to Jeremiah, the Lord be a true and faithful witness between us, if we do not even according to all things for the which the Lord thy God shall send thee to us, right? So the Israelites, they turn to Jeremiah and they trying to turn back to the Most High, right? Saying that, the Most High is going to be that witness between us. And we got to do these things that the Lord tell us, right? Verse 6, whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will obey the voice of the Lord our God, to whom we send thee, that it may be well with us when we obey the voice of Yahweh our God, right? So they're saying we're gonna obey the voice of the Lord, and whatever He sent on us, whether it be good or whether it be evil, because we understood that the Lord creates evil. The Lord makes everything happen. So if the Lord creates evil and He put evil on us, what we're saying here is we gotta eat that. You gotta take that evil and you gotta be like, all right, all praise to the Most High. He sent this upon me, so I'm gonna take it like a champ and let it be what it is. See that? Matter of fact, let me see if I can get this real quick. Salaki. Because you got to praise the Most High in everything. And not everything that happens is going to happen, in righteousness for us. Right? Salaki. See what I want. Come on. Now I'll come back to that. Right? Let me get the book of Nahum. The Nahum chapter chapter 1 and verse 2, right? It says the Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reverseth wrath, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. You see that? So the Lord, he's the one that's going to exact all of the vengeance on earth, right? Like we saying, Esau done waxed mighty, right? So-called white man done waxed mighty on the left-hand side. He done took us, then brought us into slavery, right? So-called freed us, but we still in slavery. We in a different type of slavery, right? But the so-called freed us, we've been oppressed for hundreds and thousands of years under the hand of the so-called white man. And the Lord is saying that, you know, he's gonna be the one that put that vengeance on us, right? He said they're reserved for the day of the Lord. So they can wax mighty right now, but when that day comes, he's gonna be the one to exact that vengeance. He's gonna be the one that puts that evil on them, right? Because the Israelites, we under curses, but the Lord said he's gonna put those curses back on them, right? Pursuant to Deuteronomy, right? So let me read this again in Isaiah, right? Isaiah 45 and 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. I, Yahweh, do all these things. The Lord decides who's going to have the light, who's going to be in darkness. He decides who's going to have peace and who's going to be evil. He has everything in his hand, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to read that again. But first I want to get this in Sirach, right? I'm going to get this in Sirach, chapter 31. 31 and verse 13 says this: remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing. A wicked eye is an evil thing, right? If you got an eye that lusts after money, you lusting after women, you lusting after cars, and whatever you see, you just desire it. You start to covet for certain things. You coveting over another man's wife or another man's car. Oh, he making money in his business, so I'm going to go hit a lick on him. If you're coveting, yeah, you got that evil eye, right? The wicked eye is an evil thing. And what is created more wicked than an eye? Therefore it weepeth upon every occasion. So the Lord is saying, what's more wicked than an eye? But remember, the Lord created you, so he created your eyes. The Lord creates wickedness. The Lord creates evil. And this wickedness that we see, these temptations that we succumb to, the Lord created all of this. So we got to deal with it, and we got to deal with it in righteousness, right? And this is Sirach, chapter 39, and verse 25. The Lord says this: for the good are good things created from the beginning, right? So for the good are good things created from the beginning. So if you're trying to live a righteous life, right? You're trying to keep the laws, you're trying to keep these commandments, you're trying to stay true to the Most High, you read, you pray, you fast, you study, the Lord said he got good set up for you. He might send you through tests and trials, right? And tribulations. You might have evil that fall upon you, right? But he said good, right? For the good are good things created from the beginning, right? So evil things for sinners. So evil things are for sinners. So the Lord has evil things set up for sinners. You see that? Now, you'll have sinners that may have success. You'll have sinners that may have money. You'll have sinners that may have, a lot of different things going for them. And you be looking like, well, damn, how they succeed and all this and that. Hey, the Lord said he got evil reserved for them. Is evil going to come upon these sinners? So your best bet is to keep doing righteousness, right? Keep these laws and commandments. Keep reverencing and praising the Most High, right? Keep doing your due diligence and doing in this faith and understanding who you are and whose you are and what power your Father has. Your father creates evil. And if your father creates evil, that's an ass whooping that you don't want to get. That's a belt whooping that you don't want to get. You know what I mean? That's worse than damn getting a switch put on you. Right? I'm a little older. Y'all youngins don't know about that. Get a switch and damn tear your whole little back up. Right? So I'm going to read this again. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all